Hey everybody, it's Sylvia and I'm here for our first Facebook Live session, and I'm going to wait just a second for a few people to jump on so we can get going. Okay, everyone's starting to jump on now. We're going to wait just a few seconds longer and then we'll get started. Hi, Quincy from Connecticut. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to dive into marketing and we're going to talk all about social media and digital marketing. So, I'm a firm believer that everything that you do in Women's Council or in your real estate business can be reciprocated. So that means any marketing I am doing for my personal business can also be used in promoting Women's Council or a Women's Council event or whatever it is. So, that's why I wanted to have this little live session, and let's explore that idea, and I'll tell you what I do. You can interject and give me ideas of what you do, and let's just kind of have a facilitated conversation about marketing so that we are all better realtors. It can only help us. Helping each other helps us. So I have 4 major things that I was going to talk about, and my first one is the first thing you need to do. Hi, Kenny from Raleigh. I hope I said that right. You taught me, North Carolina. So my first step is to be you. So you have to decide to be you. Be truly, authentically yourself. For me, I am a person of many hats, and I actually use that when I welcome people to following me. I wear many hats because I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter, I'm a niece, I'm a volunteer, I'm a leader, and I just actually happen to also sell real estate too. So that's who I am on social media. I wear all of those hats, and wearing all of those hats makes different people relate to me differently. So it has actually really helped my business as a realtor because I'm all these other things, plus I sell real estate. So you want to decide who you are. You should know who you are and be that person. Be your true authentic self. And then decide, where do you want to be? What platforms work for you? For me, I've gotten tons of business from Facebook. I love Facebook. It's very user friendly. You don't have to be really social savvy to use it. I mean, even 80, 90-year-old grandmas are on Facebook. So it's very friendly. I love Snapchat, and I actually do market a little bit on Snapchat, and it's great, and people share, like when I post a house or something of that nature. So I use that too. I also love Instagram. Instagram is very user-friendly also, and it's pictures, and our society right now is all about pictures and videos, so it's great from that. Hi, Tony from West Virginia and Rob from Michigan. But one that I don't use, and I know a lot of people have great success with, is LinkedIn. For me, LinkedIn is not where I want to invest my time, and you can't be everywhere. So if you choose to do something, do it to the best of your ability. Don't just be everywhere and then not be there. Like I am on LinkedIn, but I typically only get on it about once a year, and that's usually around my birthday when I've got like all these birthday messages. And you know, honestly, that's another point let's just talk about. All these birthday messages I get on LinkedIn, they're all the exact same thing, and they really are kind of pointless. It's a generic birthday message. But if you get, like, say, a video or something of that for your birthday, you're going to remember that and you're going to respond to that and engage in that relationship. So the generic happy birthdays don't always work. Now, I know that there are realtors that use LinkedIn and are really, really successful. Jen from New York, Jen Vucetic, and she is absolutely very successful with LinkedIn and does a great LinkedIn class. So if LinkedIn's something you want to jump in on and try and find out more about, comment below, because I can connect you with Jen, because she is amazing and does amazing things there. It's just not personally for me. So decide where you want to be and go from there. Your second thing you need to do is make a plan. Figure out what you're wanting to accomplish. Are you wanting to engage people? Are you wanting to meet more people, talk to more people? Are you wanting people to just like your Facebook page? Are you wanting people to buy a house? Decide where you want to be. For me, I'm a very easy salesperson. I don't post on my personal Facebook that I'm realtor everything all the time. It's just when I happen to be, say, at a women's council event and I share something, they see that. In fact, I've had clients that at different times have said, "Are you president of the realtor world?" And it wasn't because I was always posting realtor stuff. They just saw me being involved in all kinds of real estate activities. And that is just who I am. That's one of the hats I wear. So I share that. And I share that equally as much as I share like my kids' whatever they're doing, whether it's some kind of formal they're going to, or if it's, just a baseball game or a golf tournament or whatever it is. Be truly, authentically yourself and make a plan of what you want to accomplish. For example, I'll just ask all of you, how did you find out about this? I marketed about this Facebook session in several ways, and I wanted to grasp different people, whether it was word of mouth, or I sent you a text message, or you received an email, or actually a Facebook event invite. I mean, I cross-marketed everywhere. Hi, Tricia from Fayetteville. Good to see you here. So figure out what you're wanting to accomplish. Once you know what that is you're wanting to accomplish, then make a schedule. I literally have, and I like to be pretty paperless, other than like when I'm doodling or coloring on paper. I have a just 8.5 by 11 blank calendar that I print out, and it literally tells me everything I'm posting for at least a month in advance. And it could be anything. I have one for my campaign, because I am running this big campaign for a national office, but I also have one for my personal real estate business. I run a small brokerage, and a small independent brokerage, and then I'm also an active realtor. I sell myself. So I am constantly doing postings, not just for myself, not just for my campaign, but also for my brokerage. So in doing that, I have to have a schedule. And the reason I like a schedule versus doing something like Hootsuite or of that nature, where you can just like schedule it in advance and then it posts automatically, is I like the ability to know that just at some time in that 24-hour period, I need to make this post. The posts are designed. I typically spend one Sunday and I design them for a whole month in advance, and they're just sitting on my phone or my laptop or wherever I choose to house them, and then I just go and I post them at that time. The reason I like the flexibility of me posting it myself versus actually having them scheduled. They are scheduled on the day, but scheduled for exact time, is because things happen. And I might have a brand new listing that I need to go and market right that second. And if I had already scheduled a post to come out at 9 a.m., then I'm losing the engagement of both posts, both my new listing versus whatever marketing I have that was going out there. So I like the flexibility of being able to, I have a new listing, let me put that on at 9 a.m. and then I'll wait till maybe 3 p.m. and I'll post my just regular marketing, like did you know, buyer tip, or whatever it was. Then I'll do that. For your women's council, the way that could come into play is if you had scheduled to post about an event, but all of a sudden you have this great new strategic partner that you really need to market and say, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, blah, 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 just signed on to be one of our strategic partners, and they're so amazing, and you just want to go on and on and on about them. So if you have your scheduled post about an event or a fundraiser or whatever is coming up, then you are losing the traction on both posts if you're double posting at the same time. So that's just me. I like the flexibility of posting it myself. It also makes you have some accountability, because you have to be accountable to know that I'm going to look at that calendar every day and I'm going to do what it says at some point during that day. So definitely make a plan. The next thing is be flexible. And that goes on with the making the plan. Be flexible for your new listing or your new member or You know, sometimes you'll get sick and you're gonna mess up and you're gonna forget, and so catch up, save those. They're all the work you do and you put in beforehand is going to help you in the long run. So some resources I use all kinds of resources. If you happen to be, hi Gail from Idaho. I don't know why I just went blank for a second. I'm glad to see you. And so resources I like to use. The first one is really amazing, and I'm going to tell you all about it. I don't get any benefits. I do pay for this service. I'm not getting any kickbacks for telling you about it. The caveat is you have to be a woman, and I'm sorry to our men that are online, but maybe you have a woman in your team. I know like Rob, his wife is on his team, and so it's called LRE Social, Ladies of Real Estate Social, and it's a service that I subscribe to, and they have all kinds of great things. If you follow any of my marketing on Instagram or Facebook or anything like that, a lot of it comes from there. They give us stock images that you can use. They have all kinds of tips, Facebook campaigns that you can use, like ads that are ready for you. All you have to do is basically copy and paste. Lots of did you know or buyer tips, or even Facebook like cover photos. There are all kinds of great and wonderful things that are on there for a very limited cost. Other things that I love that one, and for me it's worth every penny. I actually can't tell you what it costs right now because I'm not really sure. I know what I pay, but I was one of the first people to sign on, and I do believe that they have gone up in cost. There are other services like that. I believe there's Real Estate Mega Moms or something like that. Again, it's another women's one. You can get great ideas from other Facebook groups. Labco agents, a lot of times someone will post something, or any of the real estate Facebook groups. Usually someone will post something, and you don't have to necessarily copy and paste and steal everything. Take their idea and make it your own. There's a lot of times I'll be just perusing down Instagram looking at just a certain hashtag like real estate or buyer tips or something like that. Buyer tips is one of my favorite ones, and I recommend like buyer and seller tips. Those will give you great ideas. And so if you're searching the hashtag and you find a great buyer tip, but you maybe not necessarily 100% agree with it, maybe it doesn't work in your market, change it, make it your own, customize it. And the way that you can customize some of these things is like on getting a service like Canva. Canva is free, and you can just create a background, and then you can put words over it. Facebook is everything. So, pictures are everything. Pictures and video. So if you have a picture of a house, you get this stock image of a house, and then you put buyer tip, and then whatever the buyer tip is that you want to market to them, or even a seller tip that, you know, most real estate searches start online, so you have to be online. Seller tip number 101. Whatever it is, if you just start doing just simple buyer seller tips, you would be amazed at the engagement that will happen for you. And it happens over a span of time. Those pictures stay, especially on Instagram, they stay for a long time. People are searching, how do I sell my house? Things like that. So they're looking for seller tips. They're looking for all these things. And if you are there and you're present, then they are going to find you. And then you can start engaging with them. So definitely try that out. How you could use it in your women's council, there's so many different ways. Just think of if you are a leader in women's council and you're trying to recruit new people, just think of the benefits of women's council. Think of all of our core values, and take one core value a week and post about it, and your personal experience, or even a testimonial video. It doesn't even have to be very long. Snapchat is so popular, and it's only 10 seconds long. So your videos having to be like thinking they have to be 2, 3, 5 minutes long is not what it has to be at all. So just get out there, go to an event and say, hey, I met this new strategic partner. Oh my gosh, they changed my life. They really helped me out, or whatever it is. There's so many different options, and I'd love to brainstorm ideas with you on this. So if you want to start talking about ideas, or could this work, or would this work, I'm watching the feed scrolling as people are commenting, and I'm happy to answer any questions. Now, I feel that I have a pretty good digital marketing, but I don't do it alone. I know what my capabilities are. And so I hire a professional when I need it. I have a website team that does a lot of my marketing. I bounce ideas off of them all the time. For example, when I had this idea of let's talk about different things on Facebook Live, I bounced the idea off of them. And so I was able to go back and forth, and we were able to vet the idea out and how it would work, what it would look like, what I would talk about, all those type of things. So hire a professional when you need it. And a professional doesn't necessarily mean that you're hiring a marketing firm. It could be even as simple as going onto Fiverr and hiring someone to take your logo and make the background clear. If you are doing this social marketing and you have a picture of a house and you want to put your picture on that and you don't want to have the background of you, you can hire someone for as cheap as like $5 if you don't have a teenager that could do it for you. And they can take the background of your picture off and you can slap it on there on all your marketing. Same thing with your logos or whatever. Customize the marketing you're doing. There is a lot of copy and stealing on social media. I would recommend you don't do it. You don't know what's copyrighted. You don't know who's done anything, but there are really no new ideas. So if you're giving a buyer tip, just make it your own. Like I said, buyer tip 101, whatever you want to say. Don't go buy a new car. Buyer tip 101. Put that on there. Put your logo. Make sure you know what your state requires as far as like your brokerage and marketing, all that. Put your logo, put your phone number, put your face, put anything on there. And then if people start sharing that, it's always attributed back to you. So Quincy just said he'll clear your headshot background for $4. So you can comment, and actually I will give him kudos because he did that for me. He made my my background of my logo and my picture both clear. So you can do that. If you're looking for a clear background for a women's council, like you want to post a women's council logo on something, I actually have that, and I'm happy to email it to you or whatever if you want that. So talking about like putting your picture on something, Canva is one that's really easy. Drag and drop and put your logo or picture or whatever on there, and then they also have the text option. It's totally free, or you can upgrade and buy a package that offers a lot more. You can also use a free app. I have an iPhone, so that's what I'm familiar with. There's an app called Superimpose, and you can drag and drop things on there. It's not as user-friendly, in my opinion, as Canva. Canva, you just really can't get much easier than it. So with all marketing, play with it, especially when you're trying to design something. Play with it, see what it looks like, move your face around, move the logo around, and try and find it in the best place. Now, one thing I will caution you, if you are going to be promoting these, whatever you're designing on Facebook, you can only have so much percentage that's words. So make sure you have a lot of picture in there and not a lot of words. So make sure you do that. And does anybody have any questions, anything? I don't know if I can actually show you something I do, but I'll tell y'all, and I can always post the picture in the links after the video, or in the comments after the video. But I talked about it in the beginning about being yourself. So one thing that I do when I get, say, a new Instagram follower, and this is an actual picture of what I send out when I get a new Instagram follower, because I want to engage them. So it's a picture of me, and I'm actually wearing a hat, and I'm direct messaging it to them after they choose to follow me. So it's a picture of me, I'm wearing a hat, and it says, "Hi, I just wanted to introduce myself and say thank you for following me on Instagram. My name is Sylvia, and I wear all kinds of hats. Wife, mother, friend, half marathon, wannabe runner, and realtor, just to name a few. I love laughing, a party, good food, baseball, and shoes. Welcome to my life through the lens of my iPhone." And let's see. Oh, there's what it looks like, if y'all can see. It's just a picture of me in a hat, and it has all those words, and I don't mind you using my words. I would recommend you use your own words, because you want to say who you are and what makes you unique, and then you start that engagement with someone. I have never sent that to someone that started following me and them not respond. So then you start engaging in conversation, and you might find out, well, you can ask that, or they're like, oh, great, I love it, or whatever it is. And then you can find out, well, how'd you find me? What drew you to follow my page? It was more than just them liking a picture. They wanted to follow my page because probably they liked more than one thing I had posted. So I would recommend engaging in that conversation and then finding out, oh, well, they found it because of my buyer tips hashtag or whatever it is. And then they started looking at all my other posts, and come to find out they live in my area and they're looking to buy a house. Don't you think that that's a perfect conversation to have with someone? And then again, also, like I said in the very beginning, everything can be used in real estate as well as your women's council, or even take women's council out of it and your volunteer life, your association, or say you're involved in Habitat for Humanity, or whatever the cause is that you stand behind. If you believe in it, you're going to post about it, so that will cause some engagement. I did just mention hashtags. I recommend hashtags. Make your own. Number one, it's easy for you to find all your stuff you posted, and see, like, if you have consistency in who is liking them and following them and all of that. I do see I have a comment from Quincy. I'm commenting the word Canva just so I can refer back to it then. Yes, Canva, and you spelled it right, Canva. It's like canvas, but without the S. I love it. It is more user-friendly on the computer, in my opinion, but you can also use it on your iPhone or Android. The thing I don't like about Canva on iPhone or Android is, if it's possible to do it, I haven't figured it out, to use an uploaded logo that I have stored in Canva and drag it to what I want to do. But I'm a big person on quotes and stuff, so I use Canva a lot for making a quote that I want to post. And so for that, I don't need necessarily my logo on it, and so I will do that on my iPhone a lot. I love it when people post quotes. I love the feel goods of the inspirational and all that, so I like sharing them, but I like it on my own format. So a lot of people, because I see it all the time, they will save something on their phone. It's very easy to save it when someone posts something on Facebook. They'll save it on their phone and then they'll repost it, making it look as if it was their original work. So I don't like to do that. So even if I save the quote on my phone, I will retype it in my own stuff, and of course giving credit to whoever wrote the quote, although it seems like a lot of quotes are written by anonymous. So I will post them that manner. So I would recommend you do something like that. So that's really my marketing end all be all. I don't want to keep you forever. I appreciate everyone that's joined in and watched. And if you have any questions, I will keep following this, and you can always message me, ask me any questions. But I do recommend comment if you would like a copy of my top tips in a PDF, and I will either email it to you or Facebook message it to you, whichever way you prefer. Just let me know, and then you can take these top tips and hopefully become a top level marketer. And I'm here for you if you ever need me. Oh, I have a question. Do I use Snapchat? I actually do use Snapchat, Betty. I use it. Number one, I like to play on it a lot. I like to stay engaged with my children. I have teenagers, so I can kind of watch what they're doing and sending, and they will actually answer me quicker on Snapchat than a text. So I do that with them. And I also, anytime I'm like going to list a property or I have a coming soon or whatever, I will post it. And I have so many people that will share those posts to their friends, and then I start building relationships with those friends that they have shared, because it's like a soft touch. They'll send it to their friends. They'll be like, oh my gosh, did you see this new listing? Or they will message me directly and they'll say, okay, I saw you have this coming soon in Garland. How much is it? It looks amazing. We have like no houses on the market. So Snapchat actually has worked for me in that manner. It's pretty cool, because I didn't think it would happen. I'm just starting to dive into, possibly doing my own Snapchat filters, not filters, geotag, so that would, maybe have like my information at the bottom or whatever. Like you go to a convention and they'll have like realtor convention that you slide over. I'm happy, Betty, to give you a little tutorial. You're close and on Snapchat. It's just a fun little thing for me. It's not like my 100%, this is how I'm going to market my real estate business, but I do have actually a lot of Women's Council members on my Snapchat, and we'll send different things or ideas that we send to each other. Sometimes it's just a goofy picture of ourselves, because that's part of us too. So I do use Snapchat, and Quincy just asked, how do you get local followers on Snapchat to get listings in front of? Most of mine are from relationships I have, like my dental hygienist. She's on my Snapchat. I don't know why. We just kind of connected on Snapchat, and she's probably my number one person that sends out my listings when I have them, because her circle is so much different than mine. We only collide, our circle only collides because she cleans my teeth. It's that simple, but she is always sending listings to people, and I've actually sold some houses to some of her friends. So it's interesting that those relationships can happen. You can go on and search local and get in front of more people. Again, it depends on what you're wanting out of your marketing. Is that what you're wanting, is to get into getting in front of strangers? For me, I'm not a stranger type of realtor. That sounds weird, but I'm more of a realtor that gets business. Like last year, I had one transaction that did not come from a relationship I have formed. So that's either from other realtors I've met at conventions, that's from past clients, or that's just from, my influence, like my dental hygienist or whatever. Only one cannot be attributed to someone I know. So for me, I'm not so much marketing to the stranger as I'm trying to stay in the forefront of everyone's mind that I do know, because I have huge numbers and huge backing from that. For me, realtor safety is really important, and I don't really want to get in front of a lot of strangers. It's not part of my marketing plan. It's kind of like when I started this whole Facebook Live session and talked about be you and be where you want to be. You have to know what you want. And for me, that's not something necessarily I want to do. Now, I will post new listings on Instagram and then get all that kind of stuff. And I will, people will ask me questions, but I'm not necessarily trying to get new Snapchat followers in my local area. I want Snapchat to be more relationship based for me. Not that that's right or wrong for anyone. That's just my personal thing I like. So again, I'm here. I'll stay on for a few more minutes if anyone has any other questions. But comment below if you want to get my top tips for marketing PDF, and I will send it to you. Either just let me know if you want it by email or if you want it by Facebook Messenger. I can do either one. If you have any questions, I'm always here to answer any of those questions for you, whether it's on this chat or you can just message me directly. I know this is within my campaign page, but you can also find me on Facebook regularly at Sylvia Seabolt. You can find me actually everywhere at Sylvia Seabolt, and I'll be happy to engage and create more conversation. And whatever you do, just remember, everything you do in life should be able to be reciprocated. So if you're learning budgeting, you need to be able to budget in your business, as well as budget in your life, as well as budget in your women's council. So all of those should be across all platforms. So I'm going to stick around for a few more minutes. I'll answer a few questions, but everyone have a great day, and thank you for being here and participating. There will be another Facebook Live session coming in early August. I'll be sure and let everyone know about it, and that one will be very, very exciting. I'll be walking down memory lane with my mom. My mom actually got me involved in not only real estate, but women's council. And so she will join me in that one. And we'll be talking about how we've seen everything change over the past 20 years. We both got in real estate about the same time. And so we will be talking about how we've seen real estate change as well as organized real estate, and our associations, how they're doing things differently, and Women's Council, how it's differently, and being a leader throughout those past 20 years. So we'll just be taking a quick walk down memory lane, and I hope you can join me. And I don't have that date in front of me, but I believe it's August 11th. So same time, 10 Central. I will comment below. I'll look that up when I get off and let you know for sure. Everybody, have a great day, and thanks for joining me.